Hi everyone, so this video is going to be on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 7, Episode 7 times 7, and this is an intense episode, and it's going to get real up in here, so let's just start from the beginning. The first thing we have is them in the workroom, and Max is talking about how she's going to wear not gray hair once, and then go back to gray hair, and I'm like, I would too. And everyone's kind of like appalled at that. And then the next topic that comes up is Kennedy, how she looked awful. And she goes, oh, are we just going to sit here and talk, or are we going to get out of drag? I'm just fucking over Kennedy at this point. I think everyone is. And we all want her to go home. But you'll see. Oh, and Pearl makes this comment in confessional where she goes, ooh, what am I going to do this week? It was just so funny. I don't know. Pearl is my favorite. So it comes back, you know, RuPaul's Drag Race theme song, and they're in the workroom, and RuPaul comes in, and RuPaul is like, I've seen enough of you, and Bianca's on the announcement, and she's like, this week is Snatch Game, and there's no mini challenge. So, nothing to crutch on this episode. It is all about Snatch Game, and this is the episode I have been waiting for all season, because I am very excited to see what goes down, because Snatch Game is always my favorite episode. So, Snatch Game. And then the two people that are going to be on this are Michael Urie and Tamar Braxton. I didn't know who Michael Urie was. I know who Tamar Braxton was because of Roxy Andrews, but I didn't know what she did, what she was like, and I can confirm that Roxy Andrews did great in the Snatch Game as Tamar Braxton because it was just like having Roxy Andrews there. So I wrote the list of the queens and who they did, and I put a crown next to them in my notes to separate how they did in the Snatch Game. So I'm just going to go one by one. So Pearl decided she's going to do Big Ange. They don't show RuPaul talking to her, and in the challenge I have written, oh my god, in capital letters. So funny. Her look was so funny, and that's what Big Ange looks like. It didn't, like, she didn't look bad. She looked like Big Ange. That was the point here. It was so funny, and then RuPaul goes, what is your bra size? She goes, it's a medical mystery. It's so funny. I just thought it was so hilarious, and I was like, Pearl needs to win. Maybe I just have that inclination every episode because I'm a Pearl girl. Sorry about it. And I also have OMFG I can't written. And then there was a part where she was sitting there in Snatch Game, and she had this cat. Did anyone know? They never commented. She had a little cat. It was so funny. What the fuck? And then the rough child, she goes, I don't know, I had a rough child. I wasn't watching fucking Batman and Robin. Should have won. Prime. Snatch Game. Great job. Loved it. The next person I have written is Miss Fame as Donatella Versace. And in the workroom, there was much controversy of, was it going to be Violet or Fame to be Donatella Versace? And in the end, RuPaul convinces Fame of otherwise doing the Long Island medium girl and doing Donatella Versace. I think she should have done the other one because her Donatella was, I have written, her look is good, like, she looked great, she did the part great, but she should have done Long Island medium. It would have been funny. Like, come on, Fame. You gotta step this up. Rooting for you, girl. Ginger did Adele, and it was really funny. She looks like Adele, but she kind of just looked like Ginger in a ginger wig. Wow. Thrilled. It was cute, though. I liked the food and the accent and the attitude, so I can see why she wins this week's challenge as well. I don't know if that's a spoiler for the end of this. So Jaden does Raven Symone, and it was kind of funny at first, and then she kept doing the vision thing, and I was over it. And I totally agree with Michelle Visage's opinions on this. Katya did Susie Orman. She was so nervous to do it, but she did a great job. I don't really know much about Susie Orman, but it was fucking funny, and she's funny, and who doesn't love her? And her joke, Donatella, she goes, I want to fuck all these women except for Donatella Versace down here. She looks like a skeleton made out of beef jerky. So funny. Katya is very funny. These videos actually go up on the same day. Katya's videos go up for, on her channel, We Love Katya. A little sponsorship. Not even being paid. Not even told to. But I honestly like her videos. So yeah, check those out because they went up today as well. And they're fucking funny. And she does a Reflections and a Ru something on this. Funny as fuck. Kaya's just a funny person. There's no way she wasn't going to do well. Kennedy did Little Richard. It was a huge risk to do a man for Snatch Game. You know, Snatch vagina, as Katya has said earlier in the episode. And I was pretty pissed because RuPaul was just like, okay, do a man. As, you know, Alaska was criticized for being somewhat boy-like in the past. And Milk was basically sent home for doing a look as Rue, as a man, on the runway. So, I was pretty fucking pissed about this. I'll get back to that. Violet did Alyssa Edwards after switching from Donatella Versace that she's had since she auditioned. If you don't know, you'll have to audition and do a mini Snatch Game. So pretty much you know what you're doing for this entire season before you go on. And she knew she was going to do Donatella Versace and switched it right before the Snatch Game to do Alyssa Edwards. And I honestly think she did fucking great considering the fact she had not practiced Alyssa Edwards ever. That was amazing. I think Violet did a great job and she should have been up in the top as well as Pearl. The last thing I have is Max, Sharon Needles. Her accent flops immediately and it was flat and it just felt so bad because Max has so many redeeming qualities and she looked good and she killed it in other areas and that just wasn't it this week and I wish there was a mini challenge to help her fall back on. Okay. What else? Katya. Okay, so we get to the workroom before Elimination Day and Katya's second guessing herself and RuPaul has told her maybe she has an addiction to anxiety. And she's kind of taking this into account and she's struggling with addiction and I just love Katya and I support her, you go girl, and she has a heart-to-heart with Fame and I love Fame as well. So it was just nice to see two queens that I enjoy bonding over something emotional and you see a vulnerability from Katya, not just funniness, and we see our vulnerable Fame. At first I thought the problem with Fame this before you watch the season, you kind of like, you see the queens, you're like, okay, this is going to be the problem here. I thought Fame's problem would be vulnerability and showing it, but she has no problem with that. She's totally real, and I totally love that about Fame. So let's get to the runway. This is the first time I did not like RuPaul's outfit. I just thought I'd throw that in there, but this week's runway is leather and lace, which I think is cute. So Ginger is wearing a all-white thing. Elvis Presley is her name of her look, and she's wearing lace, like bodysuit with a leotard kind of thing and a big leather jacket with a cross in the back, and her hair is triangular, and that's her critique from Michelle. But I didn't like the bottom part as lace. I don't know, I just felt like it could have been like nothing down there, but because she had lace on the top, so like, I don't know, maybe she just needed more lace and that was showing. Katya, I love her tights, and you can tell she patted her butt more, like she looks super like curvy and good. I like Katya's wig as well. Kennedy, I wrote, that's so awful, but wow, glad her hair is down for once. Yeah, I feel like, I'm not sure if Kennedy's ever worn her hair down, like down, but I kind of liked it. It was flat though, one critique there, but I just don't like Kennedy. Sorry. Violet, I wanted to hear about this look because it was my favorite look this week and it looked so good. I wrote in here, so hot, holy shit, my fave. So there you go, there's my take. I loved Max's look this week. I loved the Black Widow theme and how she kind of progressed as she walked down the runway. She's totally a character and she should not have had what has happened. Jaden, I wrote, so lame, 3 question marks. It looks like Streetwalker. It looks like something I would wear every day for school. You're a drag queen. Pearl, so cute and funny. And I love her hair. I love Pearl. Fame. I loved Fame's hair, like, kind of flattened down. I think that was kind of a thing here. And her dress was cute, and it was short, which I don't think we've seen. I'm not sure, but it was very short. Love you, Fame. Okay, so here we go. Pearl and Violet are safe this week, and I totally think they both should have won. Now, Kennedy and Ginger won this challenge, which pisses me off to no end because Kennedy won while being a boy for Snatch Game, which is complete, like, fuckery at this point, and this season is just like, what's going on? Okay. Miss Fang gets compliments, but critique on her Donatella wasn't good. She gets compliments on her look and everything else, but she just didn't do well in Snatch Game. Like, what do you have to say? Kennedy gets praised for Little Richard, and I'm just sitting here like, why? Max gets a thank you for her hair and then gets beat to shit for everything else. And it just pisses me off because Max only done poorly once this week. He's never been in the bottom 2. Has won 2 challenges and it's only the 7th episode. So, what the fuck? And then, okay. Here's the thing. So, I almost just dropped my entire phone and plate of pizza. By the way, I was going to eat pizza while I did this, but I'm not going to eat on camera. Max, okay, so they show a clip of Max, like, taking her corset off and, like, she can't breathe. She tweeted about this. She said she couldn't breathe. It was during someone else's critique that this happened. I'm going to pull up the tweet right now and read it to you to clarify because I know there's people that see this and see the show, and I just like to advocate for my Max. Max Collective on Twitter. Max tweeted yesterday. Let me find it. Definitely took my corset off during another's critique. Wasn't at all attempting to make a scene, just needed to breathe and get a drink. The one time Logo and World of Wonder choose to give me extra screen time was when I was told I had a moment to readjust. Then, she tweets again. Also, Rue asked me to sing a few lines from Over the Rainbow whilst we were timed out, and I decided on something from A Star is Born. Seemed more appropriate. There you go, World of Wonder and Logo, for editing that to make Max look weird and like something went wrong and that's why she went home. But really there's no reason. And I just kind of spoiled the end, but Jaden is up for lip sync. Fame, Jaden, and Max are bottom 3. The top 3 is Kennedy, Katya, I believe, and Ginger. Pearl and Violet are safe. Who knows why they didn't win? This episode and season are fucked. Oh yeah, and Katya gets praised for Susie, which is nice. So the judges and I will braid each other's hair was something that was said this episode, so that was classic. Ginger and Kennedy win, and I am just sitting here like, what the fuck? Really? Really? And then Max goes home, and you can see, they pan over to Pearl's face, and she just looks like upset. And then, right as Max rocks up the runway, RuPaul goes, I feel I've made a terrible mistake. Some will be brought back. Justice for Trixie? Max? Now I don't know. Who knows? Okay, Untucked. So, Untucked, they talk about Pearl tripping, which I don't think they showed in the show. I just watched it over again today, and I didn't see it in the show. But it was definitely an Untucked, and it was definitely a topic of conversation, because Pearl has run into things, tripped over things, hit things, and it's getting funny, and I love her. They're talking about how it's so surreal to be there, and, like, they only have a few more episodes left, and, like, doing Snatch Game and looking at the pan of producers and people, it was just so surreal, because they've seen the show 1,000 times, and, you know, everyone who gets on the show is obviously a fan of the show. Like, you have to watch it to know it, to get to audition, to know what you're doing, so it's just kind of, like, surreal to be there and just be doing and competing. Then they discuss who was in the bottom and the top, and Jaden comes up, obviously, and Fame is another one who flatlined, and they were both kind of like, sorry, Fame, about it. And then, who else? Oh, Max, and they feel bad for Max. Then they talk about bringing someone back, which I think is really ironic, because after that, RuPaul was like, I'm bringing someone back, and they discuss, who knows what could happen in the season, because so many turns have happened, and I think that's totally, like, relevant, because who the fuck knows what's going on anymore. It's just so screwed up, but I'm glad they're bringing someone back, and I actually do hope they bring back Max and Trixie, extend the season, more airtime, and we get to see my base. And then, obviously, Max, Violet, Fame, and Pearl will be top 4. These are our goals for this season, and let's hope it happens and no one else gets sent home for no fucking reason. Seriously. Okay, so they come back in the workroom. Max is freaked out. They discuss their critiques. Ginger goes first. She got great critiques. Ginger. Fame is worried. Obviously, I would be worried too. Ginger and Kennedy know they did well, and it's super annoying. Like, Katya even congratulates Kennedy for doing such a good job, and they discuss it, but they didn't know where they were going to be. They could have gone either way. I would have hoped Kennedy would have gone the other way. Kathy would have gone a little higher. But who knows anymore? Jaden is definitely nervous about going home because she lip synced last week and she didn't do so well and it was just not her best. And it's kind of obvious that she should have gone home. You lip synced twice in a row. Unless you're Candy Ho or apparently Jade at this point because the show's gone on my life. So yeah, the whole beginning of this little Untucked though is just Pearl and Violet, and I'm starting to really like Violet. Like, I didn't like her at first, but I'm starting to warm up to her. She has the best runway looks, and they talk about this as well. They talk about how Violet's looks are always so thought out, and Pearl's like barely even tucked half the time. And then they discuss Pearl's tuck, and then Violet feels it, and in moments I want to be Violet. Not in a creepy way, just because I want to be friends with Pearl. I didn't say that. But Max is obviously stressed. She asked the lady for her iPod. She wants to practice. And then Violet and Pearl go and comfort Max. And it's just kind of nice to see camaraderie between people that are competing with each other. And I enjoy that in the show. Max and Fame and Jaden were all rehearsing. And they're all worried. And I honestly thought it should have went this way. This episode was pretty fucked up. I honestly thought Pearl and Violet should have won. Ginger and Kennedy should have been safe. Instead of Max lip syncing, it should have been Fame and Jaden. Jaden would have obviously gone home because she's been in the bottom two twice, and Fame will probably step up her game in the lip sync. Even though we know she's not a lip sync performer, it's obvious to keep Fame around because she hasn't screwed up like at all, except for talking a lot, which is not even a screw up. But that's how this episode should have gone. And I think I'm not the only one who feels this way. I think this is a prevalent opinion. And I'm just so over these people going home that don't deserve it. And I feel like many people agree with me on this note. And on that note, I am over it. So next episode is, I read somewhere they're doing conjoined twins and one queen comes back. Okay, so it didn't say one queen, a queen returns. So my hopes for the upcoming episodes are Trixie comes back, Max comes back. They are paired up conjoined twin episode, everything goes well, dandy swag, My top four, Max, Violet, Fame, Pearl. That's locked in. Kennedy needs to go next. Or no, Jaden needs to go next. Then Kennedy. Then Ginger. Got ya. Sadly. We'll see. Who knows anymore? Everything's just going. Yeah, so I think that concludes this little episode of my reviews. I hope you enjoyed hearing about me be very upset, and if you agree, please give it a thumbs up, and if you enjoyed this video, also give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, and I want to hear your opinions on this fuckery, and I want to hear your ideas of what's to come next. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, comment on my video, and I will see you next week for another review, as well as this Friday I will be uploading the tutorial I actually recorded last week. I'm so sorry. I've sent out many tweets that I was going to upload it Saturday, and then I had family things going on. Sunday I was with my family all day. Monday it just took so long to save the video, but it is edited. It's ready to go. But I did not film a tutorial today. I'm sorry. This is my look. It's almost every day. It just added a lot of eyeliner. And yeah, so if you want to see that tutorial, it'll be up Friday. And thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Peace out. I hope things get better.